Greetings, fellow humans. This is Pat Callahan from All White Tukey. You're listening to another great podcast on the Four-Eyed Radio Network. Yeah.
It's your good pal, Steve-O from the Four-Eyed Radio Network. I'm here to talk to you about a wonderful designer we all know, Revenge Lover. Illustrates and designs that fit your personality. For samples and inquiries, please visit revengelover.com. And just do yourself a favor and tell them Steve-O sent you. I know it really doesn't count for anything, but, I mean, come on. Who are you gonna trust? You gonna trust somebody else? No, you're gonna trust me, Steve-O. Because, face it, I'm awesome. Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of the Arcade Bros. We are finally back and it looks like we finally got a schedule down, so we're good. So I'm Player 1, Steve-O, and of course now the new Player 2, Josh. So Josh, before we dive into the show and all that goodness and stuff like that, let's get some of these sponsors out of the way and everything like that. So of course we're brought to you by Revenge Lover. Designs, illustrates, and designs that fit your personality. For samples and inquiries, visit revengelover.com. Also, you can listen to the show not only at arcadebros.com, but you can also find us on the 4i Radio Network, Spreaker, iTunes, Stitcher, Zoom Marketplace, BlackBerry Podcast, Blueberry Podcast, Mirror Guide, Double Twist, YouTube, Swell Radio, SoundCloud, and Player FM. And now that's all out of the way, so you don't have an excuse if you can't find us on there or whatnot. But what have you been up to? What have you been? We haven't had a show for a while, but at least we're getting consistent now. So what's new with you? What have you done?
Yeah, man. Well, personally, we just started a new job over at Yelp. Getting acclimated with that. It's been a busy week, but I'm happy to be back. I've been waiting to do this next podcast here, so got a lot of stuff to talk about. But yeah, not too much beyond that. Just kind of been hanging out. Had a long night last night, so.
What'd you do? Oh
man, we were just out way too late. Just way too late. But I'm here. Don't worry, I'm alive. Nothing bad happened. So.
But yeah, no. So we'll bring you a new episode every Tuesday on the 4i Radio Network, and of course we're now at episode 80. So Joshua gets to jump into the greatest part of only doing 20 episodes, and he's like, I'm on the 100th episode. So you get that bonus points. So anything new you've been playing? Or
yeah, actually, I've been playing Elder Scrolls. I picked up, what's it called? It's called Tamriel.
Oh, the online?
Or something. Yeah, online, yeah. Elder Scrolls Online.
How are you liking it? Because I have it. I haven't started it yet, though.
It's It impressed me, man. I was not expecting it to be that good. I was kind of like, I've played a few MMOs, and yeah, this one just kind of really grabbed me. I've never played a caster, and I picked up, I rolled a Templar caster, so he's kind of like a paladin type, but he's a caster, so I can wear light armor and stuff. Oh, I never done that, and now I'm having a blast, man. I'm just like blowing everything up, and it's really interesting at that how it is kind of like, it's a single player game if you want it to be. Mm-hmm. So you can like run around, do quests, do whatever you want. But if you also want to do your, PvP and things like that, you can run that way and level up. So it really impressed me. So I'm having a lot of fun with that. It's taking up a lot of my time.
Okay, cool. Yeah, because I picked it up and then I just haven't started it. I'm just like, because I have way too many things now that I have to play and beat and get through before I jump into something else. So because I like after Batman Arkham Knight, which I'm almost done with, I'm trying to get everything. That's my problem though. And then after that, finish Sunset Overdrive and then dive into The Witcher 3 finally and do that. But then I got a PS4.
Yeah, there we go.
I've been trying to play that. So I have the Last of Us Remaster. And I will say this, like, I know everybody's like either an Xbox fanboy or a PlayStation fanboy and stuff like that. And that's fine and all, but me, I'm a gamer. I like everything. I did not think graphics could get any better with The Last of Us on the PlayStation 3. Mm-hmm. And then I'm playing it on the PlayStation 4, and I was blown away. So hands down, I will give PlayStation 4, best graphics on consoles and everything like that. So it looks fantastic. And it's weird, because I'm having the best run ever on Last of Us.
Uh-huh.
Like, I took out everybody in this area without making, like, a ruckus or a noise or a gunfight.
Yeah.
And I didn't believe it at first. Like, I get done with it, I'm all looking around like, there's got to be one more person. Like, there's no way I just swept this entire area with no problem.
Yeah.
So, and then someone got me Destiny for my birthday, so I've been playing that again and just going, why am I doing this again? But it's free, so I can't really complain. Then I picked up Injustice, which I've already played, but I wanted games for the PlayStation 4, so I'm trying to find stuff. So I finally get an exclusive game.
Yeah.
Infamous Second Son.
Oh, okay. I never got a chance to play that one.
Did you ever play the first ones?
I did. It's man, it's been a while though. But that's Infamous. That's the one where you just basically all powerful, right? And you're just
kind of
okay.
I don't know. How I felt with the Infamous series is, especially with the first game, it was just like, oh man, I don't know what to do with my life. And it's like your best friend's using you, and then your girlfriend's like, you killed my sister. Da, da, da. And it's all like, wait a minute. First off, I was delivering a package. I didn't know it was a bomb. So get off my dick, everybody, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then I beat that one, was just kind of like, and it sucked because I kind of predicted the ending before I even beat it. Like, I was like, maybe, I don't know, 5 hours into the game, and I'm like, I have a feeling like your spoilers up ahead. The game's been out for a while now, so the first game. So if you guys have not played it, don't yell at me for this, but it's like, it's yourself from the future.
Oh, God.
And I was like, what? And then you play like the second one. So I was playing a little bit of the second one. It's a lot better than the first one. You can do a little bit more melee stuff, but I picked up this one, and right off the bat, still, I'm like, I don't like the character. I feel he's a little bitch. I don't like half of the stuff in it. It's just like, again, I'm supposed to be this powerful being, but I'm getting my ass handed to me, and I'm like, why? Kind of thing. So, I don't know. I'm waiting to be impressed with Second Son, but I do want to pick up Bloodborne.
Oh, man.
Yeah, no, I've already prepared
man.
myself that I'm going to die multiple times and everything like that. But people who have actually gotten through the game and played it, loved it. So I'm like, okay, if I can stand the width and destruction of me dying multiple times, I should be fine, kind of thing. But then again, I've never played Dark Souls, so
yeah. That's going to be a fun initiation. I recommend a punching bag. You're going to need a big punching bag in your apartment, and your neighbors are probably just going to be like, "What the hell is going on over there?" You're literally going to be hitting the crap out of that thing, man. I didn't have a punching bag. I had my backyard sliding door that I just kind of went up to and just slammed my head into. It was like, bam. Oh my God. I can't do this. Why do I keep doing this to myself? And I keep playing it.
So I'm trying to figure out. So I want to know any other good exclusives that are out for the PlayStation 4 you can recommend, or have you played, or you think might be a good starting point.
Well, Bloodborne was really the one PlayStation exclusive that I was just really like really impressed with. I'm trying to think of other ones that I've played. Beyond, let's see. I can't think of any exclusives.
Yeah,
I'll have to look into that.
Yeah, because the only one I'm also looking into, because I played the other two, was Little Big Planet 3.
Okay.
But I am still trying to figure out certain stuff. But I was kind of actually disappointed. So I get the PlayStation Plus. When I got the system, I got like a 3-month trial with it, or one. I gave me a card for it. So I was like, I'll give it a shot. So the first month, I'm going to be honest, was horrible games that I jumped into. It was like Styx, some weird troll thing or whatnot, and something else. I was like, okay. And this month has been a lot better. It was like Limbo was free, and Lara Croft Tomb Raider game was free. So I was like, okay, cool. So at least you're giving me a little bit better stuff. But I like the new thing PlayStation is doing. Yeah. With voting. You can now vote for the exclusive games that are going to be for PlayStation Plus. I think that is badass, man. I highly agree. I think that's awesome. So I was like, okay, cool. So the one thing that I was kind of disappointed with, and I think it's kind of like, okay, this is kind of shitty, is their streaming program for if you want to play just only old PlayStation 3 games.
Oh, man.
You have to pay like, was it $10? No, $20 a month, or you can pay like $50 for 3 months. And I'm like, I don't even think that's worth it. Yeah,
at the same time too, it's like you're paying for it, and then sometimes it's like that connection, that streaming quality, it'll just dip sometimes, and it's just not a great experience. I mean, I remember I tried it, and it was like, I have a pretty good internet connection, but some of the games were just kind of stopping and glitching a little bit, and I'm like, oh, man.
So, but all in all, I'm liking it. I like the PlayStation 4. I like how everything combines with the PlayStation 3 stuff, kind of like the Xbox 360 with the Xbox One. Like, if you do stuff on one system, like, your friends and everything transfer over, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, so far so good. The controller was that's the biggest problem I have with Second Son, the controlling.
What do you think of those triggers, man?
I love the triggers.
Yeah.
This is the problem I had, because in old PlayStation 3 games, your triggers was always the top buttons, not the actual trigger buttons.
Yeah.
So when you're shooting in a gun, you're like, oh, this is very uncomfortable or stupid. So I love the triggers. I like the gripping on the controller. I think that's fantastic. I like the new buttons, the new what's it called, the joysticks. I like them having a dip in them.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it's very comfortable. I mean, it's like they really didn't expand too much on the old design. I mean, it's still the same exact like numbers, keys, and everything like that. And then they just pretty much updated it finally because they haven't updated the controllers since now. I mean, everything's the only thing they did with PlayStation 3 was make it like actual triggers for R1 and R2.
Yeah.
I mean R2 and L2.
Right.
But yeah, no. But the touchpad thing's a little hard to get used to, especially when I hate. That's the problem with Second Son. Second Son really emphasized on you're going to be using this a lot, and I'm like, really. So we'll see what happens with it. But all in all, I like it. I'm not saying it's a bad system. I'm not saying like, oh, the system's nothing compared to the only one thing. Okay, you might know how to do this, and if not, maybe this is just how it is. Is there any way to lay out better the menu option on the PlayStation 4?
Which menu?
Just the like when you start up the game, you have to go through everything.
Oh yeah, if you want to like move things around or
can you do that or no?
Oh, okay. It kind of just puts it where it wants, man. They don't really give you too much flexibility on the whole like theme. I mean, you can get new themes, but as far as reordering things and where they are, that's kind of you get what you get there.
Okay, see, me like I'm OCD, so I'm just oh no, I can't do this because that's what I liked about PlayStation 3. Mm-hmm. You can literally go, oh, here's all my games in this folder. Here's all this and this and stuff like that. So a PlayStation 4 with a new update, maybe.
I think they're just waiting on it.
But all in all, it's a fun system. It's great. So hopefully I'll game with more people online with that. I mean, today obviously I was playing Destiny and it was like an 8-year-old was like, hey, you want to play? And the entire time he was just all like, yeah, my dad's at like a level 34 or whatnot.
I think right now Destiny's in a lull because everyone's waiting for Taken King, and no one wants to get the gear right now. Everyone's like, well, screw it. None of this is going to matter anymore in like a few more weeks.
That's the other thing. I was going to touch upon that. We can actually drop into those. So I don't know how mad you are because you bought the white PlayStation and got the Destiny game with it and everything like that. Now they're releasing a brand new console, like with an actual design.
That has
Destiny,
like
for the Taken King. To me, that's kind of like a bitch slap in the face of everybody who went out and bought that PlayStation 4.
Yeah, they kind of stumbled around with that stuff. I mean, you've seen how they with the Red Bull stuff and like they're just kind of money grabbing right now. I mean, it's a sweet console. I mean, did they say they're actually going to release that console here? I thought.
Is it only overseas? I wasn't sure.
Last I read it was only going to be in Europe or something like that. But I like the console. I even thought about it for a second. I'm like, I might as well just trade in the white one, the white one, and see if I can get the new one. But yeah, it's like, come on, guys, another Destiny console? Like,
yeah, I was kind of like, okay. So I was like, all right. And then the thing with the Taken King, I was kind of like, because even like I'm not buying any of the DLC for the PlayStation version one. I'm like, I might just wait for the Taken King to come out and get everything with it.
Yeah.
The only thing I did with the Xbox One version was I bought the first expansion pack, but I haven't been able to play it because I have to be at level 25. But I can't get to level 25 unless I have the stupid pieces of armor that give me light points,
which they're taking away.
Yeah. And then I just read that. I was like, are you kidding me?
Yeah. They're like, well, screw it. All that crap you guys were doing, it doesn't matter. We're taking light level away.
So I was just kind of like, okay, that's another slap in the face. And then this whole thing, like, I posted this on our Facebook page, and I got a lot of, like, kind of pushback from it, but people didn't understand what I was getting at. They're all like, since they're getting rid of Peter Dinklage as the voice of the Ghost in Destiny. And I know, like, don't get me wrong, I like Peter Dinklage. He's a great actor and stuff like that. He didn't really put forth the effort in that voice acting.
Yeah, he didn't, man. And, it didn't bother me. I mean, I was okay with it.
Yeah.
But it was kind of like, just like, I mean, I think the most inflection he put in his voice was when he was saying, we've woken the hive, like, and that's the only time he actually puts in some effort into what he's saying. If not, he'll sound like this, and it's really monotone.
Yeah.
And it's like, come on, man.
And to me, I was like, okay, yeah. But then it was like, they're like, oh, we're getting rid of the voice of Peter Dinklage. They're getting Nolan North, who I absolutely love. He's a great voice actor. He does the voice of Drake and Uncharted and all those kind of good stuff. So I'm like, okay, he's going to add some stuff to it. But I'm like, is that really what we were all clamoring for? I'm like,
no,
fix
of course
the
not.
game.
Of course not. That's not what we were clamoring for. And I mean, obviously, it's a whole different department. Like they don't have nothing to do with the story, and they don't have anything to do with the content. It just happens to be one department in Bungie that just decided, hey, we're just gonna redo the whole voice acting for the Ghost. So I get it, but I mean, at the same time, it's like, yeah, why are you putting your effort towards that? Like that really wasn't that important. But I'm not as mad as I think they're gonna. I mean, they've taken the light levels away. They're doing different things with the game. Now you got to go from 1 to 40. And my whole take is that Activision is going to make the game. They're going to approach it the way they did with World of Warcraft. I think Bungie and Activision kind of had a
like an idea or a
I'm just
certain
hitting a
concept
roadblock
they were
right
thinking.
here. Hitting a roadblock. I think they're going to start paying attention more to Destiny to improve the story and fix what needs to be fixed. But it's going to take a while, and I think this is the first step. I mean, we're getting more guns.
Yes.
Way more guns, and I think they're emphasizing different designs and not just reskins of weapons they had. So it's kind of like, all right, they're going to put more effort into it, but we'll see where it goes.
Yeah, no, I mean, it just kind of sucks to see, like, when the game first came out, just everything you saw of it was like, oh, this is going to be really fun. It's like a Borderlands, but like a different take on it, kind of thing. And then you just got to a certain point where you're just like, did you ever finish the story mode in that game?
In Destiny or in Borderlands?
Oh, in Destiny.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. So where it just kind of ended, and I was like, what?
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, here's a gun, and then you go back to your stats, you're like, this is the gun I have now is 10 times better than this. Like, what was this point? Kind of thing. So yeah, I don't know. It was to me, it's like a good concept. It probably looked really great on paper, and then just the problem is Bungie probably had one view to do it, because I mean, Bungie really has never put out a really horrible game that I know of. And then, of course, we know Activision jumps in and does their little, that's the same thing that I think is going to happen with the next Tony Hawk game that's going to be coming out, the Pro Skater 5, since Activision still owns the rights to it. Like, we're like, oh yeah, going back to old school, get to use the controller again. It's going to be fun and stuff. But then Activision's just going to do what they do best and just ruin things.
Yeah, and I have way more to say about the Destiny thing. When it first came out, and I'll get into it here now with the whole situation. It's like they laid out, hey, this is what it's gonna be. You're gonna get this, and there's all these factions, and there's this whole all this stuff that you're gonna. We were expecting a huge world with a big epic story, because we got Halo. We got a great story in Halo. It was really groundbreaking, a lot of the things they did. So, leading up to Destiny, it was literally, 5-6 years or something like that they first said they were starting to work on that. And
yeah, because they stopped doing Halo after the third. No, wait, when did they stop doing it? Was it after? Because I know 343 took over when they did the Anniversary Edition, and then after that they did 4, and then they did the Halo Collection for the Xbox One. But 343 took over, and they kept everything. They added a couple new stuff. They added a brand new story. It was like, oh, I did not know this, about stuff. And but Bungie paved the way for all that kind of stuff. And then they leave. You're thinking like, oh, well, you knocked it out of the park with Halo.
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
We're
going to
get
Destiny
something
game?
Pretty badass here. And I was excited, and I know it's kind of like beating a dead horse right now, because there have been so many different, whether it's IGN or other podcasts that have really laid into Destiny, because they didn't really give, they didn't provide what they said what they were going to do. And it's like, we played the game. I remember picking it up. I was leveling up. I was like, cool. I've seen these environments. First time I've seen them, running through the missions, and it's like, this is really badass. And then you get to the end, and it's like, all right, go do it all again. Same environments, same strikes, same raid over and over and over and over again, and then we're going to give you a tiny little bit of content, in a few more months, and then you finish those missions in like 2-3 hours, and then you're stuck again in the same rut, and it's a slot machine. You're just hoping for, for some better gear, things like that, and it was just a really rocky start. And I was mad. I really was upset, because I was like, dude, I really wanted this to be what I thought it was going to be in my head. And then as time progressed and it went on, it's like, you know what? It is going to get bigger, but they're going to take their time. So like, say someone right now picks up Taken King and never played Destiny. Now they're going to have this experience where they get to level, 1 to 40. All these weapons. They have Vault of Glass. They have Crota's End. And they're going to have Prison of Elders. And then they're going to have a new raid in this new expansion. It's like, holy cow, that's the size of the game I was kind of expecting to begin with. And it's like, it was just, I didn't set my expectation properly. I think a lot of people didn't. So, now I'm kind of letting off the gas, harping on Bungie, because it's like, I get it. I see what's going on. You have Activision as your publisher. They have their hands in a lot of the creative process. They wanted to chop it up into little pieces. They didn't want to release everything all at once. And, the community just didn't really appreciate it. But I think now they're going to get what they want. And we'll see. I don't know.
Yeah, and that comes out, like, what, in September, I think?
Yeah.
Like September 7th maybe, which is weird because I think the last game came out just like a year ago in September and whatnot. So
didn't that go by fast?
That did go by fast. Now that I think about it, I'm like, wow. Because you and I were in the same boat for a little bit with the job searching and everything. So now it's like you finally get the job and everything. Then you're just like, which also kind of sucks too, because I know October is like I get 3 paychecks.
Yeah.
And that's the kickoff of gaming season. Where I'm just all like, and even I'm looking at it going like, don't be like me. Like, find a girl. Get married, have some kids. Don't just buy consoles because now you're just like, oh, I gotta buy this game. Oh, I gotta buy this game. I gotta buy this game. Why am I always broke? Oh, well, maybe you're giving your money to your kids. I don't have any kids, kind of thing.
Hey, we do what we do, man.
Yeah. So, but yeah. So, we'll see what happens. Now the big debate comes with me going, okay, now do I have to buy? Am I buying 2 copies of the game? Because I'm like, people play it on the Xbox One that I know, and now I have a PlayStation 4, and people play it on that, and I'm just like.
I'm in the same predicament. I got a buddy who works with me who has an Xbox, and I'm just kind of sitting here in that new console, the Halo 5 console, kind of, he showed me that, and I'm like, well, I guess I could play both, both Destiny on the PS4 and on Xbox, just to play with him. And I'm gonna be in the same predicament here pretty soon.
So yeah, it's loads of fun doing that kind of thing. But it's funny though because when I was playing back through, like I think I finally got to level 10 with my warlock, but I'm sitting there going like, God, I miss my like level 23 hunter right now.
Yeah, and it's not like you can just jump over and log out and change characters. You have to literally switch consoles.
Yeah,
and
like the only thing they worked with is like if you played on the 360, everything you've done on the 360 transferred to Xbox One. Same thing with PS3 to PS4, which is funny because now I know somebody who plays it on the PS3, but I have it for the PS4, and then I'm all like, well, I can get a PS3 one, but I'm like, I don't want to spend. I'm like, I've already given too much of my money to this game.
Yeah. You know what? And what's funny is that actually, I was one of those guys. I got the Destiny console. And I also got like the collector's edition version or something because it came with the code to get like the red I forget which had what. But yeah, that was me. I got the game and the console, even though the console already came with the game. And I sold the other copy. I was just like, all right, I got the codes I wanted.
Yeah.
And I was one of those guys. And I was probably one of the guys that helped Bungie, try and make that decision where they're like, remember everyone was mad about if you get the collector's edition, you get the class exclusive, emotes and stuff, it's like because they know they're going to do it. I was one of them, I almost did it again. I was like, well, if that's what they're going to do, that's what they're going to do. But thank God they changed that whole situation.
Yeah, but they always do that. I mean, look at Fallout 4, like the collector's edition came out, and now they even released a story saying like, whatever collections came out, that's it. Like we cannot keep up with the production of making these Pit-Boy things now.
Yeah.
So
it's all right. You'll find it on Amazon a few months after it's released. So.
No, it's true.
I don't make
it's
a big
true.
deal about that.
This one we'll talk about, and Josh feels bad about it. So, but the president of course, this was like back in July, but the president of Nintendo passed away at age 55, which I was like, what happened? We found out that he had cancer and everything like that, but he gave us great games such as for Kirby and Super Smash Bros. Franchise, helping with that. And then Josh seems to have a change of heart. Then he realized how much he kind of actually liked Nintendo.
Man, it was literally the day after we recorded that podcast when I harped on him. I was just going off on Nintendo, because they had such a bad, showing at E3. And literally the next day, it's like it was game over, literally. And for Satoru. And I felt bad. I really did. I was like, man, now I really have to think about this and go, that was my gaming childhood,
Yeah.
Mario, all the Nintendo games. And I think needed to pay my respects. And I think he did a lot. I think that's an understatement. He did a lot for the gaming community. So, yeah, I felt pretty bad. The gaming community definitely lost one of the greats. So just hope Nintendo, let's see what happens, going forward and see what they do with I don't know. Do you know who's going to be filling in for them? Or?
I don't know yet because they haven't really announced anything. The biggest thing they've been talking about is like the new system that's coming out, the NX Nintendo system or whatnot.
Okay.
Which the problem is it's just been a bunch of rumors and speculation and kids coming up with their own things and stuff like that. One concept I did kind of thought was kind of cool. It's going to stream old Nintendo games and stuff like that on a thing. It's basically going to look like the Wii U, maybe a little bit small. It actually looks more like a Wii U combined with a Wii, where it's like it's smaller again and stuff like that. But they said like people who didn't buy a Wii U or whatnot, but you still want to play old school Wii U games on it. They said they're going to start doing stuff with like if you have an iPad, like any kind of tablet. So instead of going out and buying that controller, you can use that to do stuff with it and stuff. So they're doing a lot of multimedia things. So I mean, this again is all speculation. So, but yeah, Nintendo. I mean, is a big company. It did a lot. It came up with a lot of innovations. Tried a bunch of stuff. I mean, some stuff failed, but also paved the way for other things. I mean, yeah, sure. Virtual Boy was probably the biggest like piece of crap.
And I still remember trying that at Toys R Us way back in the day, and it was just sitting there, and it was the Mario Tennis game, and I remember even back then I was really young, and I just thinking, this sucks.
Yeah.
why would anybody buy this thing? And it was all red. Remember, it was like
everything was red. Yeah. The inside of the thing was red. The controller was really weird. It had like 2 D-pads on each side.
Yeah.
And then I remember the literally the entire collection of games. I think it was only like 12 to 15 games. Like their entire library.
Very many games at all.
Well, everyone was like, "Why are you bringing this out?" It's like the N64 is getting released in the fall. Like this thing came out like in the summer or something. They're like, we have like 4 months away before this thing comes out. So it's like, why would I spend $100 on this kind of thing? Yeah. But I mean, it is what it is. But rest in peace, and hopefully, I think Nintendo.
We'll see where they go from here. It's going to be interesting to see, what direction they take. What they're going to do with their games coming up. Obviously, that whole Metroid game. What was it like? It was like they just put the Metroid name on it.
Yeah,
and it really was like, what in the world is this?
Yeah, it wasn't like a brand new. It was just like, it's a multiplayer game that takes place in like the Metroid universe or something. I don't know.
Yeah, and then they kind of took a step back on that, and then they kind of didn't. Then he kind of came back out and said, hey, well, we know you guys probably don't get it, I mean, this isn't, verbatim what he said, but it was just like, we know you don't get it, but this was the direction we were trying to take. So they're not going to do anything with that game. It's going to come out, and it's going to be another,
Well, I think the biggest problem is we just had a game come out for the Wii U that I have not played yet, but I'm very interested to play, called Splatoon.
I want to play that, man.
And it's it's basically kind of like that concept where it's like, but it's a brand new game. It's like one of their first like multiplayer kind of games. Like that's the entire game. Like there's really no story mode. You kind of jump in online, do what you need to do, and have some fun. I mean, they've been doing a lot of updates with it, like getting cool new weapons and stuff like that. But to me, it's all like, oh, here's this game, a fresh new idea, something different, something everybody can play, kind of thing. Like okay, and then it's like we're gonna do the same thing with Metroid now. And you're like, but we just got that.
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna probably run into that game and just be like, wait a minute, are these the same sprites from Splatoon? They just put Metroid helmets on, know. So like I'll agree with that. Like going like, okay, it's like you had an idea, you did well with it. Now start working on Splatoon 2. Add new things to that. Don't go, we're doing a Metroid one now, kind of thing. So it's like, it's what Nintendo sometimes does with things. I mean, that's like the Star Fox game. Like I have to find the video of it, but apparently there was some release of how it actually looked and stuff like that. Because even when we first saw it, it looked more like
at Gamescom, right?
Yeah, Gamescom.
Yeah, I saw that.
So it's pretty crazy or whatnot with all that kind of stuff. Yeah, so this is the first time, now I'm going to sound really dumb, but this is the first time I ever heard of Gamescom.
Me too. I didn't even know that was a thing, to be honest. This is the first year I'm like, oh, okay, I guess it's just another, convention, a video game convention.
Yeah, it came up and I was like, Gamescom, what is this or whatnot? And then like one guy, it's like Xbox just did their like press release, and this one guy's like, PlayStation 1!
Yeah.
And everyone's all like, PlayStation hasn't even had their press release yet. Like, how... Like, what? Like, how'd you come to that conclusion kind of thing?
Yeah.
But I'm trying to think of what I want to dive in here to.
Well, before we get off the Nintendo thing, and I think this quote, I just and this link here, just one of the things that Satoru Iwata said was, on my business card I'm a corporate president. In my mind I'm a game developer, but in my heart I am a gamer. And I thought that was cool. I think that's says a lot about his passion for gaming and what he brought to Nintendo. So yeah, you said it. Rest in peace. And I really hope Nintendo. I felt bad, and I got a lot of hope for Nintendo. I think they're gonna go in a direction that'll be good for them. So.
Well, I guess his last game probably that he worked on or had any base into was going to be that Super Mario Maker. So we'll see how that.
Yeah.
That actually looks really fun though, and it was weird because I really thought that game was just coming out for the 3DS, and then I was like, oh, it's a Wii.
No, it's a full blown.
I had no idea with that, so I thought that was kind of cool. So, but yeah, so we'll see what Nintendo does and goes from there. So, but yeah, It was pretty tragic on that one. It was just funny.
The day after, man.
So okay, Josh, I'll put it this way: if you have that power, start getting rid of some people we don't like. Come
Dude,
on.
that's terrible. I know, right? Just be like,
no, I mean just all like, who's horrible and doesn't know how to run a country is Kim Jong-un.
Next day, he's gone.
Yeah, he's dead. Yes, finally. Like, stuff like that. I'm not saying like get rid of like Beaver and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, well, you can, but yeah, this was a weird. I saw this and I didn't even think about it. But okay, so the new Doom game,
Okay.
that's coming out. Apparently, it won't feature a co-op main mission campaign.
Mm-hmm.
I don't ever think that Doom was ever a co-op game. I think there was Doom 2 if you had it for the PlayStation and you had 2 PlayStations and you could hook them up together and play on 2 TVs or something like that.
Man.
There was like a weird.
Yeah, I don't know how that would even be. I mean, yeah, I mean, Halo did the co-op, main campaign. It's cool, but I just don't think Doom's a type of game. I think it is just going to have to be, single player main campaign. I'm wondering why this was such a big deal. Are people upset about this, or?
It's just something I guess came out after a while Bethesda released their stuff for like Doom and everything like that, and they were just like kind of like the reboot, trying to get everything going. They were just like, oh yeah, the classic shooter. They're like, it won't be like a co-op game, and I can kind of see that because usually Doom is more like it's kind of like a horror survival game. I mean, as much as it is a first-person shooter and epic story play, but it really has those parts where like things are coming at you. I mean, like Doom 3 when that got finally released. For the PC, and they came out in the new graphics and stuff. So it's just kind of like, oh, geez, because the last Doom game that was probably in 3D was probably like Doom 64, or something like that. So
I'm going through this to kind of see what they're saying. I mean, it looks like, in this article, he's just like, the lack of co-op is disappointing. All hope is not lost for those yearning to team up with friends to fight demonic hordes of Doom together. They have the snap map feature where you can create your own co-op experiences. It's just not that big of a deal for me. I always thought, Doom to me was always just kind of a single player game.
Yeah.
It was kind of a, it's just you and, it's survival. And I think when you have 2, it kind of dumbs down the experience a little bit, especially for Doom. But it's not that big of a deal for me. I'm really not disappointed.
Because they did it with Resident Evil. Like
Yeah.
they started doing the co-op features on that and stuff like that. And that was kind of fun and everything like that. But then you kind of also remember that like it became less of a horror survival game and more of a run and gun and shoot.
Oh yeah, like Dead Space 3, right? It was 3.
Yeah, 3 was the co-op.
Where it was just basically, you could be co-op and you have all these guns and you're obliterating everything. And it's like, this isn't even scary anymore. It's like I'm just blowing everything up, and there really is no horror element to it. So.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So to me, like Doom has always been kind of like that horror survival kind of game where it's like you're definitely like you're in space or the pits of hell or.
Yeah.
Fighting these demons on your like you're the only person that can stop them kind of thing,
Right.
Halo 4 or Halo 3 was the only one that finally was like, oh, you're Master Chief, you're the Arbiter, and then you're 2 random aliens that join the team or whatnot, if you wanted to do 4-player mode, which I thought was kind of fun.
Yeah.
Because at least then it wasn't like, oh, where am I kind of thing. Who's that, kind of feature or whatnot. So, but yeah, it should be pretty interesting.
We need another Dead Space soon, man. But they need to go back to the roots.
Which is funny because I've only played like halfway through the first one. I still haven't finished it.
I love that game, and that story is just I like that story. It's just creepy. I mean, the story was still good in the third one. I loved it, but yeah, I was just kind of like, wow, man, I'm not really surviving anymore. Now I'm just like this ultra powerful, dude with all these crazy guns and just blowing everything up. It's like.
Yeah, that's what I was curious about. Now, did you have like a thing if somebody died, you could revive them and kind of bring them back kind of thing, or respawning mode in the third one?
I think you did. Yeah, I think there was a way to bring your buddy up if he went down. I can't really remember. I was a little while ago. I can't really.
Okay, because like to me, it's like when you got Gears of War, you could run through that by yourself, but then it's also fun playing co-op because then it's kind of like, oh, okay, and then you do kind of depend on your teammates at that point.
Yeah,
and it kind of brings a new feature to the game. Like it didn't really hurt anything. You're not like, oh, this sucks. Oh, I want to, kind of thing. So speaking of which, I thought was really cool. Gears of War, the new one that's coming out. Apparently, once you install it into your system, you get access to all the other 4 games.
That made it right there. I'll tell you, man. That we talked about the remake stuff last episode.
Yeah.
And I was kind of on the fence. I'm like, man, Gears of War really isn't that old. It's like, because I'm thinking in my head, it's just going to be the one Gears of War game. But if you're getting the whole experience, I'm in.
Yeah, so it's like they revamped the first one, Ultimate Edition. As soon as you install into your Xbox One, then all of a sudden the other 4 pop up going like, oh yeah, so they're basically backwards compatible versions of the 360, but you can play them on your Xbox One now. So it's like, okay, that's kind of cool. And then that's basically 4 free games for paying like $30, because they're not even doing $59.99 with this game. They're doing $39.99 with this game.
That's
so
pretty cool.
You're not even spending like the full price that you originally bought the game. Plus you're getting like bonus. So that was kind of like rare games that just came out is like $29.99.
Yeah.
And you get all these games with it or whatnot. So
that's an awesome deal. For sure.
So that to me, that kind of makes it going like, okay, I don't have a problem rebuying these games because I'm getting more stuff with it. So, I mean, if more games did that, like if they were to release, like when they did the Devil May Cry remake, and then they re-released it on like the thing, if you were like, oh, here's Devil May Cry, oh, but remember those other games that were part of the boom, here, you can put those into the thing. So it's like, and like whether it's the dumbed down graphics or not, I'm like, that's still 4 free games,
exactly.
Kind of thing.
Yeah.
So if more gaming companies, I think, did that, it'd be worth paying. He's like, all right, I'll buy it again, because it's like sometimes you're like, I don't even have these games anymore. Oh, cool, I can get these free games, kind of thing. So, giving people a little business tips.
I agree. I strongly agree.
So, have you played the Fallout Shelter game?
Yeah, I have. I haven't played it lately because once you get to a certain point in Fallout Shelter, it's kind of repetitive. There's just more to maintain, but you can get to a certain point where it's like, okay, the shelter's only so big, and now it's just like maintaining, So, I mean, but I think it's perfect. I mean, the way they designed it, it was just a lead up to Fallout 4, so it wasn't like a full blown like, hey, you can play this forever and ever. And it was more like, here you go, something to do till the game comes out. But I loved it. It was fun. I mean, I played it everywhere. We were road tripping. I was playing on the iPad. Yeah, it's a fun game for sure.
But of course, if you're an Android phone user, the game will finally be released on August 13th of 2015.
Why did that take so long?
I don't know. Well, it's probably like they do with most consoles, where it's like you're getting the game first, and then maybe iPhone, or maybe it was just easier to make for the iPhone. I don't know.
That's weird.
I don't know how those things go or whatnot. Yeah, it's weird. I can't seem to get any more people in my shelter because I sent a bunch of people out and then they died, and I decided not to bring them back. So I think people don't want to go to my shelter anymore. So it's been at like a steady 9 people.
Well, I always assumed they'd just die out there. I mean, because I never actually. And then I put the iPad down and it's like, well, oh fuck, I got to remember that dude's out there. So he always died, but I always revived him. I just kind of paid for it and brought him back.
But so. But yeah, it's a fun little game to touch upon or whatnot. Actually, I did see this. I don't know how old this article is, but Knights of the Old Republic might be getting a remake.
Really?
Yeah, Knights of the Old Republic remake rumor, 2015. Let's see. Of course, with the episode 7 coming out, The Force Awakens, also the new. Okay, I've never played. We're still on the same subject of Star Wars. I never played a Battlefront Star Wars game. Have you?
No, I haven't.
But I was at Best Buy looking for games to get for the PS4, and I walked by the TV and they had the thing on it for it. I thought it was a movie.
Really?
Yeah.
The game itself?
Yeah, I was looking at the game going like, what Star Wars movie? And then I'm like, this is the game.
Yeah.
Wow. I was like, so I might be jumping into the franchise a little late, but yeah, Battlefront 3 looks really good.
That's going to be a fun one to play, man.
Yeah.
When is that one coming out? Is that this year? Or?
It's got to be this year, I believe. Let's see.
There's going to be a lot of Star Wars stuff going on towards the holiday season.
Hey, they're gearing up. Yeah, let's see. Most recently, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2, The Sith Lord, was given a update on Steam. Okay, so they did update, I guess, the game you can get on Steam right now. But yeah, I guess they might be making a Knights of the Old Republic for remake or whatnot. Now, did you ever play that game?
Yeah, I loved it, man. That was a really, really good game. I had a lot of fun with it. It had the perfect amount of RPG elements. And then you're a Jedi and you're just running around, leveling up your Jedi powers. It was definitely a fun game. So this is going to be a good remake if they do it.
Yeah, and actually it would be great because this was like the building blocks pretty much for Dragon Age, Mass Effect, and
exactly,
because it was BioWare who did it.
Yep.
When it came out. So the only problem I had with the game is I fought this Sith Lord guy and took him out no problem. Then I had to go fight this general guy, not a Jedi at all, or Sith Lord or whatnot, and I kept getting my butt handed to me. I'm like, I'm a Jedi, what's going on, kind of thing. But really fun game.
Well, Knights of the Old Republic was also like the first time you really got to play as a Jedi with like a double-ended lightsaber after the whole Darth Maul appearance in the episode 1. So I remember, to me, that was like, oh my god, this is so cool. I get to build my own lightsaber. I can have it be double-bladed if I want. So I remember that.
Yeah, a lot of cool stuff. And actually, this has nothing to do with video games, but I did hear this story. I thought it was funny. So apparently, Jar Jar Binks, the character.
Oh, here we go.
Who originally wanted to play the character?
Okay.
Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson wanted to be Jar Jar Binks?
And not in like the CGI. Like he wanted to have the prosthetics, the actual be in a suit kind of thing.
God.
And
I can't even picture.
But what I love about it, I have to say this: George Lucas is kind of a dick. What he did, obviously the movie was horrible and everything like that. But George Lucas goes to a concert of Michael Jackson. And Michael Jackson's like, "Yeah, I really want to play this, Cha Cha Binks character, yee kind of thing." And he's all like, "Oh yeah, by the way." This guy and the guy who played Jar Jar Binks, he's going to be playing Jar Jar Binks, and just kind of threw this guy under the bus.
Really?
And the guy was like, he was.
Where did you read this? Where are you getting this info?
I heard it. It was on a podcast they were talking about.
That's so funny.
It was on a Kevin Smith podcast. Like the guy was talking about the story about Jar Jar Binks, going like, I was originally not supposed to play him. It was going to be Michael Jackson.
What
and then
in the world?
He takes me backstage to one of his concerts and just threw me on the bus of just like, oh yeah, he's going to be Jar Jar Binks, and Michael Jackson was like, oh okay, well, whatever, I'm done.
Oh man.
Misa people are gonna die.
Oh my God! I don't even know what that would have been like. Hey, you never know. Maybe Michael Jackson would have been a better. Yeah, right.
That
would have. Oh my God.
That would have been funny.
That's funny, man.
But trying to think if other articles we had going on here. Should have added more, but I really got distracted by things. I can see what IGN has listed for upcoming video game releases that are coming out. The game everyone's been clamoring for, apparently, Goat Simulator, is finally being released on PlayStation 4 on August 11th.
What is with that game? I have not played it, man.
I've never played. I've seen videos.
Yeah.
And it's just like a goat rampaging through the streets.
Now you can get it on your iPad. I have to try this, man. I keep seeing it everywhere. I'm like, okay, I guess I got to try this game.
Yeah, it's just very weird. That was the game I was gonna. Okay, so remember Zombie? Was it Zombie U?
Yeah. Yep.
Well, they're gonna release that game finally now for the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. I think it's gonna. It might be called the Zombie I game now.
Yeah, they changed the name
or whatnot. And what I love is that everyone's like, "Oh, finally the game will be played how it's supposed to be." It's like it's technically not really because it was the Wii system. Mm-hmm. The game really isn't that great of a game. It's like a really bad zombie game. Like that's the problem. Like, it was a great concept and stuff like that, but you get to a certain point where I'm just all like, "Oh, this freaking sucks," kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like the game, I think would have been 10 times better if you could play on the Pro controller. Because I'm like, I hardly use the touchpad thing for stuff. A lot of things you're trying to do, you're like, oh, okay, and stuff like that. But it's like I got the game when it first came out, played a little bit of it, and I was just like, I think the only fun I had was running around England with a cricket bat and nailing like zombies in the face with it. That was about it, right. Kind of thing. So I guess this will be coming out. I
don't know if I'm going to play that one, but we'll see. Maybe.
I don't know. I think I'll just be like, it's coming out for PlayStation 4, PC, and Xbox One. So that comes out August 18th of 2015. So not too far. Considering how there's a bunch of other games that are going to be coming out, that might just be like one of those games that gets set on the back burner.
Yeah, that's what I think it's going to be. Hey, well, let's talk about World of Warcraft, man.
Oh yeah, you were bringing that up. So
I don't know if any listeners here. I'm sure there's a lot of us that have played that game and kind of left the game. I mean, it seems like their subscribers are down, obviously, and it's a pretty significant amount. Activision doesn't seem to be worried, obviously, because they've got Destiny, they've got all these other games that they're working on, so it's not a big deal. But this is clearly an attempt to get everybody back in. I don't know if it's going to be for the long term, but again, they're doing it. They're doing another hero class. They're basically implementing all these things to kind of bring all those players back, at least for a while. So you got a new level cap to 110. You got a new class, which is the Demon Hunter. You have these class order halls now, which is kind of cool. If you're a shaman, I think you're going to be by the Maelstrom. And I think if you're a paladin, I forgot where paladins are going to be, but I think that's cool. New artifact weapons. I mean, come on, who doesn't want to be rolling around with an Ashbringer like that? It's pretty badass. I'm really intrigued by how that's going to work. Like, you have like 3 versions of this artifact weapon that you can develop over time while you level up to 110. The Burning Legion's back. I mean, some people are like, man, come on, like couldn't there have been something new? Are you bringing the Burning Legion back? And we have Illidan's back, but we'll see what they do. You got a whole new continent in the Broken Isles. So, I mean, I'm probably going to be playing it again, but I cannot say that it's going to be for the long term. It is a type of game that does take up a lot of your time. But it's pretty cool, man. I'm not going to lie. The Demon Hunter looks badass.
Yeah, see, that's like the Demon Hunter is like the class I played in Diablo 3.
Yeah.
So that was really fun. So that's kind of interesting. Now, the weird thing that I'm trying to figure out is, have they ever tried to update their graphics on this game?
Yeah, they did. They introduced new character models with more detail. It does look a lot better, but I mean, there's only so much you can do to the game. I mean, it was made to look, cartoony.
No, and I understand that. I mean, that's that's like Fable. I mean, Fable has a certain style, that they pick their art rendering and everything like that. So, so do you think so not only are they, if they're releasing this trying to get subscribers back and everything like that, but I mean they're going to have a movie coming out like next year or something?
Yeah,
like that?
have you seen the leak?
I've seen a little bit of it or whatnot. I mean, it looks impressive.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, Blizzard has been pretty, ahead of the time when it came to, the CGI movies and stuff like that. I mean, heck, I remember the first Diablo when they came out and it would go to the cut screens of the stuff. And I mean, you look at it now, probably going like, oh, Pixar does it better. But I mean, for the time, you're like, what kind of thing? It blew your mind. So I have that's like, what's it? Sony, they're doing the Ratchet and Clank movie.
Yeah,
and that looks fantastic.
That'll be cool.
So that's interesting too. So it's just like if they stick with the games and the game company is able to do what they want to do with the movie, I'm pretty sure they can make, because they're like, okay, we know our fans, we know what to do with the movie. We're not just going to be like, oh, Jack Black is
yeah.
We'll
character. See, man. Well, the World of Warcraft movie is going to be heavily CGI.
Oh yeah,
there was a lot of. There's you have two schools of thought here. One's like, man, come on, like it's all CGI. Star Wars is going to be a little more, not so much on the CGI side of things. They have a lot more practical effects and things like that. But then at the same time, it's like, come on, guys, it's World of Warcraft. There's orcs. There's like all these things that cannot be practical. It's going to be hard to pull that off, and it's a World of Warcraft game. Come on, like it's going to be a movie. Mostly based on CGI. So.
Yeah, it's not like it's being made by Peter Jackson, who just has all this stuff at his disposal. He's like, oh, you want to work? Boom, done.
Yeah, exactly.
I had this thing whipped up years ago, kind of thing. But yeah, it's kind of interesting. I know Sony dropped a huge press release, just Sony movies, and I guess one of the movies there's finally we might be getting, which I don't know if I'm too excited about or not, but we're finally going to get an Uncharted movie. Which I remember they talked about that like a while ago, and then the concept was like, oh, remember the game Uncharted? Yeah, it's not going to be anything like that kind of thing.
Yeah, that'll be cool to watch.
So we'll see what happens. And then also I didn't even know that's coming out next year too, is the Assassin's Creed movie.
That'll be good.
So
that'll make for a good movie for sure.
It'll be interesting because I guess Michael Fassbender he's been like producing it and working really close with UBI Software to get this the way they're going to do it. So it should be very interesting.
I still want my Halo movie, man.
I know, that's so disappointing to know that Peter Jackson wanted to do that.
Yeah, and then you have the other guy, Blomkamp. I think. And then he did District 9, and it's like, could you imagine? And then Ridley Scott just totally demolished the whole thing.
Yeah, it was just like,
man.
Oh, well.
At this point now, it's like, man, I don't even care anymore. I remember back in the day where it was like, oh my God, Halo movie, and now everyone's had their shot at it, where these little, web episodes and things like that. Now it's like, I don't know if it's going to be so
technically, like,
anymore.
so many people can build their armor just out of those 3D printers now.
Right.
It's all like, do we really? It's like Halo movie. Heck, you can just take all the episodes, put them together, and you got one.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but some of their short animated stuff they've done, I think I have one of them is kind of interesting, talking about like all the Spartans and everything like that. So, but yeah, Halo 5 will be coming out this fall.
Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that console, man, it looks sweet. Apparently, it's going to have its own set of system sounds. Halo sounds. I mean, turn it on, things like that. I mean, I don't know if it's gonna be like Cortana or something, which I think that would be cool.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be. Looks cool. I think that's the one I'm gonna get. And I'll get on the Xbox train here and check out some of those Xbox exclusives. And yep.
Well, I highly recommend if you're gonna check out some Xbox exclusives or whatnot, is definitely the Halo. If you want to rebuy the Halo franchise again, get that. But then the definitely Sunset Overdrive is just one of those games. One of those games that just came out and just kind of blew a lot of people did not see where this game was going, kind of thing. And it's just an enjoyable, fun game. Like it's just just good and stuff like that. I'm just trying to think of anything else that came out that was exclusive that I own. No, that was the other problem. Like most of the games, it's like people are like, "Oh, get this for your PlayStation 4." I'm like, I already have it for the Xbox One kind of thing. Like I was tempted to buy Borderlands just for because I'm like, well, Josh has it.
Yeah.
And I can game with him,
Yeah,
kind of thing. So we'll see what happens with that. But one thing I do want to mention, and since all the terabyte systems are coming out, like I think the Xbox One has released one, PlayStation 4 will be releasing a terabyte system. Xbox has this external hard drive that's going to be coming out. It's actually going to be 2 terabytes, and it works with the Xbox One and the Xbox 360.
Yeah.
It looks pretty cool. It just kind of plugs into your, USB thing, boom, and does everything it needs to do. Actually, will register all your games and stuff like that, which is kind of cool. So that should be an interesting thing when that comes out because I know I definitely need storage for my Xbox One, which will be very, very kind of cool. But, I think that's probably going to wrap up this episode of Arcade Bros. So, of course, you can find us at arcade_bros on the Twitters. And don't forget to check out our Facebook page. Give us a like. Just www.facebook.com/arcadebros. And I like to throw these out there. My gamer tags, in case people want to game with us, I'm on Xbox and Wii and PlayStation. So my one is School Days, SKOOLDAZE069 for Xbox and Wii. And the same thing, just remove the 0 for the PlayStation 4 or PS3. And also you can follow me on Twitter at Stephen Mooney Jr. Josh, if people want to find you on the interwebs or game with you, if you want people to game with you, unless you're like, no, I don't want weird people gaming with me.
No, I'm on obviously I'm on PlayStation and gamer tabs, Cap'n Amberlamps, so CAPNAMBERLAMPS. Long story. I don't know if you've ever seen the YouTube video about call Amberlamps.
No, what?
Yeah, just watch it.
Okay.
And then you'll understand.
Okay.
But this week what I'm gonna work on is maybe we can get a Twitch channel started. I'm gonna get my a Twitter account set up. I have one, but you wanted a fresh one, so hopefully I'll have that for the next episode and kind of be a little more interactive here with our listeners for show.
Oh, yeah, no, definitely. Oh, yeah, that just reminds me. We do have a Twitch channel for Arcade Bros.
Oh, sweet.
It's called and then -arcade and then -bros. I used to have my own one, but then I was like, let me just do one for the actual thing. So
we'll see if we can get that up. And I mean, I'm now with this new job, we'll see if we can maybe do some streams.
That's what I was going to get your expertise on because this is stuff I've been wanting to do for a while and things like that. But my videos, I will try to do some walkthroughs with them or whatnot. But most of my videos are me just goofing around where I'll be playing something. Since I was already playing The Last of Us, I've already played it before, so I did do a stream of it before. But then I was just being Christopher Walken throughout the entire thing. So I was like, man, this stuff's going to add badly for this man in the very beginning. Your daughter's dead. Ouch. Crazy. Ow. So,
oh man.
But I definitely want to start doing that, some Twitch stuff and things like that. I even have Steam, so I've been trying to do stuff with that.
Cool.
Oh yeah, also, which I thought was a cool thing. I wanted to ask you if you know anything about PlayStation, if they've done this with anything, but Xbox with new Windows 10 came out. You can now stream your games to your computer. Oh
no, I don't think PlayStation has a built-in Twitch streamer, but nothing like that.
Okay, so it was kind of cool. So it's like if people are like, I want to watch TV, you're on the Xbox, and you just be all right, pull up your laptop or your tablet or anything like that and just stream it and just play the game. I tested out a little bit. It was kind of cool with the Batman one. It's just funny, though, going from a big screen and then to your computer screen, you're like, this is fun, but
this sucks.
I'm like, why am I doing this? I live by myself kind of thing.
Yeah.
That was the other great thing before we go with PlayStation 4.
Yep.
I love the sharing. The sharing
the share feature where it's just one button, boom, there it is. You can do
that's
whatever
one
you
thing.
need to do.
One thing they just nailed. I was like, let me test this, and it was boom, and then I logged into my Twitch account, and I was like, I'm up and running. I was like, oh my god, this is okay, they did something. Yes, this is cool because Xbox I like doing the Twitch videos, but you have to go through a couple of menu options to do, and I'm just like, where's your button? Where's your stream button? So hands down to that. I can see where PlayStation has just dominated with certain aspects of their system where it was that was so much easy, and just even doing pictures, you can just feel I'm taking a picture of stuff.
Yeah.
So that's really kind
of
fun.
glitches, the funny glitches.
Oh yeah,
you run into in your games.
I love making the videos of glitches. I did that with Sunset Overdrive. I got stuck between I just fell into the water, but I wasn't in the water, but I couldn't get back up to surface area. I was just in this weird between limbo or whatnot, which was just kind of weird. But Yeah, so I think that'll wrap up this episode of Arcade Bros. So thank you all for listening. If there's anything you'd like us to talk about, or any new things you want us to think, I don't know. I might do a thing where I got to figure out how we can do old school gameplay or whatnot.
Yeah, man.
Definitely during the
that.
Halloween season, thinking of tossing on some Ghosts and Goblins on
Heck
the original
yeah.
Nintendo, which would be fun. We'll call it the Ghost and Goblin drinking game.
Yes.
So you basically take a shot every time you die. So.
Oh,
You're pretty
man.
much screwed.
Oh, man.
It should be fun. So I'd like to do a video of that. I think that'd be kind of fun to try to boost up a YouTube channel for us and everything like that. But yeah, I think that's going to wrap up this episode. So until next time, kiddos, keep on gaming. This has been another fine production of the 4i Radio Network. For more great shows, check out www.4iradio.com.